What the Knapps have done here is just one model of how to live thoughtfully on the land and how to think about things more carefully. And I think it's a beautiful story on how to do that locally with a broader vision across the planet.
There's a depth here that doesn't exist in very many other places.
We came over the top of the hill and it took about a nanosecond or two, and we said yes. When my wife Betsy and I first saw this valley, it opened up a whole new world for us. We rented a camper and spent 2 weeks getting to know the area. We really wanted to gain the experience of living here. What are the different kinds of temperatures and atmospheres and weather patterns and so forth? What are we getting ourselves into? So we realized we were stumbled into something that's kind of special. And that introduced one of the main first ideas is that we really have to protect this. We don't want to develop it. We really want to preserve as much of this as we possibly can.
I think most people think that we are separate from nature, but to me, I think that we are all inextricably linked to nature. We are part of it. We're a product of it, and we have to make sure that we take care of the thing that has brought us here in the first place.
We wanted to fit exactly what the environment gave us. What did the land give us, rather than what we can get from the land? That's a huge difference. And that value was critical to the execution of designs and the craftsmanship, the use of wood and stone and so forth. We focused naturally on the lodges of California and Oregon, Washington, and really fell in love with that style of lodge architecture. Gordon Pierce was the only one that came close to using historical design in the alpine setting.
There's an incredible attention to detail and a desire to create something that is both lasting and meaningful. The idea that the architecture doesn't impose itself on the landscape is one of the primary takeaways.
As the architecture became more and more finished, he began to be very specific in selecting certain countries or certain design styles for use in the cabins and the construction of this main lodge. So that turned out to be a dream come true.
A lot of things became more crystal clear to them, I think, at the point when they could wake up every morning and look out the window and say, wow, this is where I live, and this is how I want to inhabit this landscape, and this is how I can manage it and improve it and share it.
In terms of what to do with the land, I would say inspiration began with a person who worked here, and she loved to grow veggies and flowers. And so she constructed a little kitchen garden, and it was so successful, we began to notice how easy it was.
You know, the Knapps grasped that concept and said, hey, if people were growing lettuce and potatoes and vegetables so successfully almost 100 years ago, why can't we? They're producing incredibly delicious, nutritious produce here, just like people did in the early part of the 20th century.
It's the ideal location in the presence of nature, where we can calm down and we can be inspired, we can unplug from the electronic static of our lives and reconnect with the natural world.
What you see today is basically what we envision being in existence 20, 50 years from now. As a matter of fact, the architect said that this place is constructed to last at least 100 years.
The Knapp's philosophy of caring for the place and the vision that they've set forward, I think will hold the test of time.